Hi there, the name's Nico, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to beat MoC Stage 12, Dream Within a Dream, which is the newest MoC that came out yesterday. So this Memory of Chaos, Forgotten Hall, MoC, whatever you want to call it, is after every attack launched by an ally, apply 1 stack of Memory Imprint to all allies. Allies in Memory Imprint state deal 5% more damage. This effect stacks up to 6 times. When Memory Imprint reaches max stacks, immediately regenerate 25% energy for all allies. The energy regenerated by this effect can exceed the target's max energy. Remove Memory Imprints from all allies at the start of every wave or cycle. So, with this one, anything that deals with energy, I will say, is an Argenti plus, so Argenti's probably great into Kafka. I just don't have him, so I can't test him. In terms of team comps, you can see the teams that I've used. I've actually used a few different team comps against Kafka. I just wanted to test it myself to see which is better, and I have all to say the answer. Basically, I use Clara or Dr. Ratio, and they both actually do the exact same amount of cycles, which is 4. So if you have, everyone has Dr. Ratio, you might not have Clara. It really doesn't matter. I have Dr. Ratio's personal light cone, so that may influence the results, and my Clara's E2 again, which may influence the results. But for me, I did not have any issues with that. I did try using Silver Wolf instead with Dr. Ratio, and that took me 6 cycles, which is why which you can do it if you don't have Robin. But if you do have Robin, then definitely use Robin instead. She cleared 2 cycles faster. So against Japard, the team I recommend is Acheron, Kafka, Black Swan, and then your choice of healer. If you have Huo Huo, she's probably a lot better here. I do not, so I'm using Gallagher. But if you don't have Gallagher, you can use Lynx. You can use, well, you'd have Lynx, okay? Like, Lynx is free to play. You get her for free, so if you don't have her built in, you don't have a healer, or you can use Luocha here too. Yeah, any healer there is completely fine. And you can see the enemy weakness is electric for all of, or lightning for all of them. Some of them are weak to fire, some weak to imaginary, Japard is weak to imaginary, and some weak to physical, and the dog is weak to wind as well. You're mainly just playing off the lightning weakness here, as you have Acheron and Kafka. Gallagher is very nice as well, and as a healer because of the Pass Confined in Cage mob, which is weak to fire, as well as Tomorrow is Harmonious Chords, or Tomorrow in Harmonious Chords, sorry. And in terms of Kafka, all the enemies are weak to, actually none of them are actually weak to, oh, they're all weak to physical, of course, but most of them are weak to imaginary, and most of them are weak to wind, except for the Automatron Spectral Envoy, and just this one unit is weak to lightning, and this other unit, the Wraith Warden, is weak to, or Wrath Warden, sorry, not Wraith. Wrath Warden is weak to ice. So those are the team, or those are the weaknesses. That's why Clara or Dr. Ratio work here, because they're both, well, physical may be a bit better because they are all weak to physical, but I used Dr. Ratio and I got the same amount of cycles, which it took me 4 cycles per side for this. I normally would like to try to use Ruan Mei with the first team, but I needed a healer really bad because of the debuffs the new enemies put on you. I would definitely recommend a debuff first. So don't use Natasha, don't use Bailu here. You're gonna need someone to remove debuffs off of your allies, which Gallagher does, Lynx does, Huo Huo does, Luocha does. Those are the healers that do. Yeah, that's why I would definitely say healer's better on the side than a shielder or like Japard or Aventurine. Second half, I use Dr. Ratio, Fu Xuan, Robin, and Topaz. If you have Aventurine, use them instead of Fu Xuan. I pulled for Acheron and her light cone, so I could not afford to pull for Aventurine. Unfortunately, I really would have liked him on my account as a follow-up attack player main, so I don't know if I can really call myself a main without him. As well as the fact that I wanted Robin too, which unfortunately both those back-to-back for the follow-up attack mains feels bad. So Yes, Robin in this team comp is very helpful, as with her ult you can time it so that you can get your cycles up faster, as if you ult right before the cycle changed by the comp end, you move all 3 of your character turns before the cycle ends, so like it doesn't actually end the cycle. That's why Robin's very nice here. Again, if you don't have Robin, you can use Silver Wolf, which I did. It just will take you 6 cycles, at least with what I testing. It took me 2 more additional cycles. Then with Robin, I didn't test it with Ruan Mei. She probably would be fine there as well, because you're doing a dual DPS setup with Dr. Ratio and Topaz. But I just have Robin. If my Robin's not even the best built, you can probably even finish it faster than I do. If you want to know some of my friends clears on my list, you can see I have one friend here, which did the follow-up of the first half. Second half did a Donghan and bit relay with Sparkle, Tingyun, Huo Huo. Again, you're regenerating energy a lot with this Dream Within a Dream state, so Huo Huo is good here, Tingyun's good here, just your energy regenerators. But I don't have Huo Huo, and I'm not using Tingyun because the team cards I'm using can't really fit Tingyun. Mainly I don't have Acheron E2. So yeah, these are the team cards I recommend. In terms of if you don't have Acheron Kafka, first half, I'd recommend a Jing Yuan team. You probably want to just do hypercarry Jing Yuan with Tingyun. Again, which is really good right now because you get energy, so you can make sure you have your ult up very often. Bronya, Sparkle, and then again make sure you have a debuffer, like a healer that can remove debuffs off your allies. And then in the second half, again, you can use Donghong and Bibiter Luwei, or you can use Dr. Ratio. It does not matter. Dr. Ratio is free, so was free. If you've just started an account, I'm sorry you won't have him, but I'm assuming if you're at stage 12, you probably at a point in the game where you have them. And otherwise, again, you can use Donghong, Bibiter Luwei. I'd use like Yukong, Tingyun, Sparkle. Sparkle's his best harmony unit, but if you don't have Sparkle, again, Tingyun, Yukong, everyone has Yukong. Use that free unit given away. And Fu Xuan, or you can do Japard, or Aventurine here. Aventurine works better because of the weakness type, just because they're almost all weak to imaginary, so it may help break the enemy a bit faster compared to not using him. But again, if you don't have him, you don't have him. So those are my recommendations for teams. And also, you could use Argenti second half too. Actually, as I said, this is all about energy, so you're gonna get your Argenti ult even faster, which is great. And again, just do something with. I don't play Argenti, but I would say you probably want something like Argenti, Tingyun, Huo Huo, and then a third Ruan Mei, Bronya, Sparkle. You know, it's just another harmony character that buffs Argenti's damage. Tingyun and Huo Huo are kind of like more so a must for him, especially Tingyun. If you don't have Huo Huo, again, you don't have her, and you can just use a different sustain unit. So I'll show you my character stats now. Basically, Acheron's probably my second most built character at this time. I do have her light cone, 10 traces, and I'm on 2-piece. Ideally, you want to be on 4-piece Pioneer, but my messenger stats are too good to go otherwise. No Eidolons. Here's Kafka. Oh, I don't know if you want to see this here. Well, I have a lightning orb, not an attack orb, unfortunately. Here's these stats here too. Just gonna get sleep well. S5, all 9s, and she's on Bandus' Sizzling Thunder. Nothing. Here's more stats again. 127 effect hit rate, which is just a little bit overcapped, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Personal light cone, only 8s across the board, and ideally, this is what Kafka also wants, but I don't have Kafka pieces at this time. Gallagher is my most recently built healer. I got his break effect 111%, 124% ER, because of the light cone. Or, sorry, not because of the light cone. Just because of the relic set I'm running, which actually I don't need to run this relic set on him for this, so I can technically make him even better. You'd want. Actually, I don't have the pieces to steal. I'll just keep him on this, but actually this is not what you'd want. What you want is, I'll show you what set he'd actually wants. I just don't have enough pieces to actually switch him off right now. You want Fleet of Ageless, ER Rope. Unfortunately, I have 2 ER Ropes, and I'm using both these characters in this battle. I need a third one, unfortunately. I could put him on HP, but he really needs the energy regen. And my Eidolons for him is actually E4. I don't have E6 yet. Doctor Ratio for free. You can see here's my stats. They're okay, could be better. I got his personal light cone. Traces are only 8s. Relics is 2-piece, 2-piece, 2-piece all, 2-piece attack. Not most ideally, he wants the 4-piece of the Pioneer Diver, which I don't have enough of, and no Eidolons. Fu Xuan, but Fu Xuan is very well built in my opinion, and from what I've seen, 7k HP, almost 2000 defense, good speed. I'm just using the herd up free light cone. The only traces that matter for here are these two, unless you're E6, which then you want your ultimate leveled up as well. Eidolon or relics, 2-piece Scar, 2-piece Longibus, and no Eidolons. Robin's poorly built. Her attack should be at minimum 3500. It's just because I've been working on her since I just got her, obviously. And light cone, this is not the best light cone. I have not finished the story at this time, so I'm just using the battle pass light cone. But you want to use the free-to-play option is the one after you beat the story of 2.2. Yeah, use that light cone here instead. And I'm working on her traces. As I said, I obviously just got her. So she's a 10, which is this one, in my opinion, is the most important one. There's the increases damage dealt, then this one, then this one. So, and relics is ideally you want 2-piece musketeer, 2-piece prisoner, and Fleet of Ageless as well. Well, this is buffing attack. Technically, you can use broken heal instead. And nothing here. Topaz is also very well built. Could be technically better because her attack's a little bit low, just because I kind of rolled too many, I guess, break effects stats, unfortunately. Completely leveled. I maxed her at this time, finally, and she's on 4-piece Ash Blazing and 2-piece Nerd Salsodo, and she is E2. The E2, honestly, in my opinion, I don't really notice the difference between E1 and E2 that much, but kind of regret getting E2, but E1 has been very, very, very nice. And yeah, if you don't have E1, S1 Topaz, or you can even, okay, if you have E0 Topaz and you don't have either her light cone or E1, then you do have to run a different unit here, unfortunately. Instead of Robin, if you're gonna run Topaz, then you're gonna have to run Silver Wolf to get enough debuffs applied. Even if you just have E1 or if you have E0, S1, Dr. Ratio can get enough debuffs because he applies 1 debuff himself, but it's not, your first hit's not gonna be guaranteed. That's the only difference. That's all. So yeah, those are just my notes. And of course, Clara does not apply any debuffs. If you, but I said I'd replace Clara with Dr. Ratio if you want on her. You want to see my Clara stats as well? This is what I was running. She's decently built, like her attack's quite high, almost 4k. Her crit rate, crit damage ratio could definitely be better. And I got her personal light cone, max traces, and it's the 4-piece physical set and 2-piece Nerd Salsodo. And as I said, I also have E2 on her as well. If you're gonna run Clara, I will just note here that if you don't have E1, you're gonna have the basic attack every time, so that's probably gonna lower your DPS. And you probably should just run Doctor Ratio at that point, because the point of using Clara and in MoC is to make sure you do AoE damage with your skill. But without E1, you will remove the mark of the counter on the enemy, which means you won't counter them. So it's not very good otherwise. As you can see right here, it says Clara will mark enemies to attack Clara with his mark of counter and retaliate. So you'll lose the mark if you use your skill. So yeah, I'm just gonna show Doctor Ratio just because I'm assuming everyone has Doctor Ratio, but again, you can use Clara, it doesn't make a difference. So yeah, now that I've rambled probably longer than I should have, let's get into the stage. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is Black Swans, because it's free, obviously she doesn't attack with it, and always use Acherons. I will move myself at this point.
An elusive foretelling.
So you can see the energy counter, there you go. And here's this. So what you're gonna want to do pretty much is just basic attack with Black Swan, basic attack with Gallagher, and then use Gallagher's skill if you need to heal someone. And that's pretty much it.
Stand still.
And then just use Acheron's ult off cooldown. You're gonna pretty much always have Kafka's and always use Kafka's and Acheron's skill, but if you are running out of points or whatever, then just use Kafka's basic attack, and of course use Gallagher's ult if you need to heal your team. If you never played Gallagher before, have not seen him, then here hopefully I can introduce you to him. He is very good break, so I generally try to go for the guys that need some breaking.
Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
That's half the work. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Okay, so it's a bit slower because I'm not using Rome, but you need a healer. As I said, these guys put debuffs on you, and it's a pain in the butt to deal with without. When I say debuff, I mean someone who removes debuffs on your allies. I know it might be confusing, but hopefully I've cleared enough times that you understand what I mean. Unfortunately, they attack the same guy each time.
May as well kill them all.
Still waters of oblivion.
What do you want to know? Stand still.
In the mood for another beating?
Uh-oh.
Again.
Since we're about to kill this guy, I'm not gonna ult, there's no point. Now I will ult.
Time to say bye. Boom.
I'm a little bit worried about Acheron's health here, so I'm gonna also use Gallagher's ult. If you don't know, Gallagher's ult will bring Gallagher up fast, advance forward to guarantee. So I can just do this. And his enhanced attack will heal, but I can also just go like this and heal. And that also cleanses, by the way, his skill. So if you have debuffs on you and you need to cleanse, then feel free to do that.
Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Then I'll just use this to break. There we go, we got Acheron's ult up.
It too shall fall. Still waters of oblivion.
And again, these guys get low, then I just Gallagher ult. If you don't use, if you use the special single target, this will actually heal everyone, so that's what I'm gonna do now. As you can see, I fully healed everyone.
Say bye to breathing. Good times, never time to say bye. Boom.
I'm gonna break the guy on the left. I probably just kind of like min-max or mix and match between the two. If the other guy's getting a bit low like he is now, I'll just focus on Chapard at this point.
Relax.
Because the other guy should just die to dots or the sign damage that Kafka and Acheron do.
May as well kill them all.
Take cover.
Memories are beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Since we have so much energy, I'm just gonna use the ult.
Indulge yourselves.
Technically, if you want to be a bit more energy efficient, since Gallagher is gonna come up next anyways, you could have just used his turn and then ulted and then get the bonus turn for like more break, but you don't really need it.
Stand still.
I weep for the departed.
Because the guy that you're gonna break with him was already dead.
Time to say bye.
Or died already.
Boom.
Still waters of oblivion.
Ill tidings manifest.
Let's just use Black Swan's skill here because we're about to finish
Say bye to
anyway.
breathing.
That's all you got?
Relax.
Another journey destined for oblivion.
Okay,
Destiny
fine.
isn't
We're
chosen.
almost finished.
Step up, let's see.
I weep.
I guess I mistimed my skill points,
It too shall fall.
but maybe we can finish the cycle faster. Oh, my mouse was in the way. I do apologize. I moved the mouse. But yeah, we did it. I said 4 cycles. You might be able to do it in 3 cycles if you plan things a bit better. For this team comp, you can just spam everyone's skill,
For the theater of the mediocre.
and then I just smack her with the book. Because almost all the enemies are weak to imaginary.
Harmony and unison.
So the point key with this
Let
team
evaluation begin.
is to
Liquidation.
we can just hit this.
Unscathed. The market is on. Right.
Hold Robin's ult until all your guys go, and then use her ult like immediately after, so that you get a bonus turn.
Steady.
Answer me.
Unscathed.
0 points.
Oh, yeah, and you also want to use Fu Xuan's ult after you use Dr. Ratio's ult, so that you can proc his follow-up attack faster.
All things in
So you'll see this will proc his follow-up attack from his ultimate, and then Numby will attack.
unscathed.
0 points.
May song bring us victory.
So I'm not using Robin's ult here because I'm gonna wait till all my guys go, and then I will.
Low risk, high reward. A quick divination.
Now I'm gonna immediately ult with Robin, and as you see, all my allies have moved up their turn.
Test.
And this guy's the only one alive.
Go Nappy. The market is unpredictable.
We can just use Topaz's skill because Fu Xuan doesn't need to skill here. We're effect res because I'm using Fu Xuan, and she gets guaranteed 1 resist. I'm just gonna basic attack here.
A quick divinate.
I actually could have not, but it's fine.
Human creation.
What? Okay, so let's.
0 points.
There we go. Since it's just this guy left, there's no point in really me using my ultimate. So we're just gonna basic attack this guy.
I see through you. Converge and awaken.
Your answers.
Personally, I'm gonna just. Then we'll immediately ult. We're gonna kill Kafka as fast as we can. But
The measure of truth.
you can do the other guy instead.
I hope we're not market is unpredictable.
I said don't use Robin's ult until all your allies go, so that they can get another turn.
Harmony and unison. A quick divination.
I mean, it's technically a little bit of waste of energy, but with this domain, or sorry, with this MoC's effect, you actually pretty much have complete uptime of your ultimate, which is great. Now, immediately ult with Robin.
Stars echo.
Now everyone's going to be moved up.
I'm asking questions. Answer me.
We're going to move. Yeah, we didn't get guarantee because Topaz, unfortunately, was on the other guy. I don't have enough points to actually move you. Okay, that's a little bit awkward on my part. We're going to move
I see through you. All things human.
Topaz to Kafka as soon as possible. I'm just gonna make sure I have enough of this. Yeah, we're cooking.
Engage. Steady. Ready.
Mediocre.
Yin and yang.
How does that feel?
Fu Xuan is technically a little bit better against Kafka because you have that effect res. That Aventurine will do more damage on this team.
Ribbon trip. A quick
Okay, you're gonna have to skill here. Yeah, we're at one left.
gather as one.
That's fine.
The market is unpredictable. Investing in
My Dark
victory.
Ratio has attack boots on, so that's why he doesn't get 2 turns here.
Suppress. Zoning out.
But Topaz and Fu Xuan are fast enough. And we're gonna get our ult here.
SAS
So we're gonna ult.
knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
I hope for an end to strife in the
0 points.
all things
Okay.
human.
So we can ult. We're gonna get our turn soon, so after Topaz goes, we're gonna ult with Robin so Kafka doesn't go. But we can still get most.
Easy, Numby.
Okay, and then ult and get everyone up.
The market is right. Investing in victory means playing the long game.
Your answers? Answer me.
Then there we go, Kafka's gone.
I see.
And this guy should go really quickly. We still have another Nature's of Precipice stack. So I'm just checking, by the way, because there's no way to easily see it.
Evaluation
Here, the 2 dots beside Fu Xuan, where you can see with my mouse, are her healing stacks when she gets to half, but there's no way to see her Matrix of Precipice stacks unless you have not enough buffs, which at this point, you should be having your whole bar covered in buffs down here, so
Whenever you're ready.
I have to double check. So I'm just gonna check your... Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Basic attack with Topaz.
A quick dip converge and awaken. Human creations.
I should have technically held Fu Xuan's ult, because I'm about to get Dr. Ratio's ult.
0 points.
Okay, technically not. I'm a tad short on the energy. Ignore me.
Unscathed.
SAS knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
The market is right. Investing in victory means playing the long game. We will come. Yin and yang.
Okay, so this time it took me 21 cycles. I will tell you, I've done this run 3 times. 2 times with once with Clara, once with Dr. Ratio, with this exact same team with Dr. Ratio, and I did it 1 cycle faster off recording, so it is possible to get this at least 1 cycle better. I think you can probably squeeze another cycle out if you played the Acheron side a bit better in terms of which player or which enemies get the main focus of Acheron's damage, but it's fine. Obviously, this is still at least with 10 cycles left, or at least 20 cycles left. So we are at 21 cycles left, which is higher than the requirements. And again, you can definitely do 22 with this, no problem. As I had no issue with that. If your guys are like super well built compared to mine are, you might be able to even get 23, 24 cycles left. So, and I had no down characters, as you saw, no issue. So yeah, that's my guide on how to beat the newest MoC. What I've recommended characters. If you don't have one, I've shown you how I beat it, what characters I use, and I gave you suggestions for replacements if you didn't have different options. And if, yeah, I will mention, I guess, if you don't have Silver Wolf with Doctor Ratio, you can use Pela or Gwyneth. If you're using Pela, you're gonna have to use the Pearl's Light Cone, as she only applies Defense Shred on her ultimate, and this one will make your ultimate a little bit have a higher uptime as you're regenerating more energy, but still, if you want to make sure you're just basic attacking, you'll get the Defense Shred on that. Ideally S5 if you don't have S5, since it's a gotcha Light Cone. At S3 minimum, because you're gonna need at least 80%. Anything below that is kind of like risky to use Pela, and just use Gwyneth in terms of debuffs. But yeah, if Topaz is the best option, followed by Silver Wolf, then Gwyneth, then Pela, or Gwyneth and Pela are kind of tied, to be honest. Anyways, that's my suggestions for this. I hope this helped you find a team comp, or give you ideas for team comps if I didn't show you characters that you have, but I gave you suggestions for characters that you can use. And if so, consider giving this video a like, and I will post the stage 11 guide. And a couple days after this one will go out on the Tuesday. The stage 11 guide will go out on Friday, just to give a little bit of buffer room for the video. Not that you guys care about that, but yeah, it'll go out on Friday if you need help with stage 11. Anyways, I hope to see you at a different video of mine.